So, hi and welcome to the second episode of the Varun Jaggi show. Today we have a very special guest with us. Her name is Miss Vrinda Gupta. So, I'll just give her a brief introduction of Miss Vrinda before we talk to her. So, she's a soft skills trainer by profession. She's a Joe Stock speaker. She has trained over 1,000 plus students. She has helped them clear interviews, given them confidence coaching for competitive exams, and collaborated with various trainers and coaches. And she has a very good community following on LinkedIn. So today we are here to talk about a few aspects, which are related to soft skills training and how, her journey as a soft skills trainer and how, what she has to say about, soft skills training and how soft skills are important. So without waiting any further, let's invite Miss Vrinda Gupta live.
Firstly, thank you so much for a lovely introduction. It's very nice to be on your show. And yes, it's going great and I'm all good. How about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely well, and I'm so happy to have you as my guest today on the podcast. So,
It's my
Vrinda, I have
pleasure.
a few set of questions. Great. So, I have a few set of questions to ask you today. So,
Hmm.
we'll start off by a few basic questions, and then we'll dig in into what you have to share with our audience. So, my first question to you for the day is, what inspired you in the first place to become a soft skills trainer? If you'd like to share with us.
Well, it is the let's say the support of my community. I never really explored this side of the industry at all. I was only into event management and planning weddings and conferences, corporate events. And post my separation, I got a couple of people who told me that why don't you start taking trainings with communication, keeping communication in mind. I thought it's a very, very stupid and silly idea because I never saw myself as a trainer or a coach. And then I just came across this soft skill certification course and I thought, okay, let me just try. There's no harm in trying. So I tried and I loved it. And I was just thinking that I have to start my career from scratch because my career was completely stopped because of course, my marriage, my toxic relationship, and things were not as that I thought it would pan out. And I just thought that, okay, let me just start my Instagram page. The page rolled out, it was live, and it got a really good support. So that's when I thought, okay, maybe it's not that as tough as I thought. And the only thing is, I constantly need to keep learning so that I can share my knowledge with people. And I wanted to represent my brand as let's say a buddy or a friend who is just trying to help people. I'm no trainer, I'm no expert, I'm no coach. I never tag myself as an expert. So that's how it started. And you'll not believe, it started with a lot of free trainings, free demos, free webinars. And I used to basically reach out to hundreds of people and institutes that this is who I am. And the thing was, because I started from scratch, I did not have any skills to show. I did not have any kind of a achievement which I could show. So that really created a huge challenge for me because any trainer, they would require an experience, right? Anybody who wants to hire you as a trainer. So I think that was my biggest challenge. But I think after Josh Talk, I've got a good response. I started getting a lot of good leads, good projects, because when they see you that you are confident to speak on a public forum, then maybe you can help people with confidence as well. So that's how it all started. And then I started getting these collaborations. I started doing multiple projects. So it's been great till now. And my only idea is to learn every day. Okay, and to help as many people as I can, because I know in today's world, more than anything, confidence is the issue. So if I can help people to regain their confidence, build their confidence, nothing like it.
That's absolutely great. I mean, I love the whole buddy approach that you shared, and it's we all should have something unique to stand out in the
Yeah.
market, and it makes complete sense. And I know that it comes out of a place of help. Brinda, this question is on behalf of the audience that is listening to this podcast. So I have seen this that many youngsters struggle with confidence issues. So did you at some point in your life face the same? And if yes, then how did you overcome it?
I did. My separation was my biggest challenge, and I think till the end of my life, that is going to be the most traumatic event. So I think more than professional journey, when you're professionally low on confidence, you can still instill it within you. You can still try to integrate with a lot of practices, but when it sort of comes too hard on yourself personally, when it affects your mental health, that's the real challenge. Because you can upskill anytime you want, you can start learning, you can start today. But when you know that you're not mentally happy, when you know you're not at peace with yourself, when you know that you're coming out of a toxic relationship, I think that was the biggest challenge for me, more than my school or college. It was the entire idea that I knew that I could see my life tearing apart. I could not see anything what's going to happen in the future. I absolutely had no idea whether my life was worth living or not, because I also have gone through suicidal tendencies. So that was my biggest challenge. But then it took me 4 months to come out of my extreme depression. Not that I've completely come out, but I'm just trying to keep myself occupied so I can keep myself sane. And I just looked at my parents and I thought to myself that yes, it wasn't my mistake, but whatever I'm going through, it's impacting my family as well. And I don't think that it's a good idea for them to go through something they don't deserve at all. They just want to see me happy. Now that's a question mark, because I'm not sure when I'm going to be mentally completely happy. But what I can ensure is I can keep my mind distracted. So I'm trying to build up my career, and that also is going to make my parents happy. So, I just started off, like I told you, literally, Varun, I've started from scratch, from nothing, from a blank portfolio to today, whatever little I've achieved with God's grace and the blessings of my community is what it is. So, coming out of that was huge. But how did I integrate confidence? It took a lot of time. It took me 7 to 8 months. With constant every day, I still push myself. There are days when I cannot wake up in the morning. I just don't feel like waking up. I just feel like, no, I just want to sleep and I don't want to think about anything. But then I just think of the commitments that I have, people who look up to me, people who tell that, Vrinda, you inspire. So that's going to be like, I'll be a disappointment if I'm not able to stand up to the mark that I've created for myself. So that's the push that I give myself every day. So I think all of us need to trust in ourselves. Of course, there are days when you will not at all feel okay. Give yourself time. Don't over push yourself. It will only lead to a burnout. So just push yourself every day. Just see what you have to do. Take motivation from it. Know that there are people who love you and who are looking up to you or what you're doing. So that's going to be the ultimatum.
Great. So, what I've understood from your answer is that, first you should try to keep yourself busy with doing things
Yeah.
that make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you should remember that you should keep a balance there and not overwork, not just, go into the zone of burnout.
Yeah.
So I think sitting completely idle also,
Yeah.
impacts your confidence negatively.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
doing too much work also does. So I think balance is the key and keep pushing
Yeah.
yourself. I think that's the
Yeah.
message here. Great. Great. So, thank you so much for sharing your inputs on this question, Vrinda. This also brings me to a follow-up question, which I had in my mind is, so since you have talked about, struggles and achievements, so what do you think is more important in shaping a person's confidence?
It is the failures and the challenges, trust me. See, I'm not being a pessimist here. I'm just trying to say that when you achieve, you feel super happy or elated, you're just on cloud nine, and you just feel absolutely successful. You just feel that okay, you get that satisfaction that okay, I've done this. But when you fail, or when you're opposed to a challenge, that's when it checks your potential, your confidence, your mindset. How are you approaching the problem? Are you dealing it with grace and dignity? So I feel that when you have a challenge, the way you're going to handle a challenge is going to teach you everything in life. Today, even if like you introduced, I'm a Josh Talk speaker, or I've trained a couple of students, and even you're doing such so good as a trainer. So how did that all come from? Did you get success instantly? I'm sure not, Varun. You have had your own share of struggles, and that's how you're climbing up the ladder of success, right? So it's the same thing. Success will definitely take you one step ahead of the ladder, but challenges and failures will definitely teach you that how can you start climbing the ladder. So that's the most important thing. Only these challenges and failures have pushed me to do better. I've learned a lot of life lessons after my separation, and even in my professional journey, I've hosted about say 40 live sessions with different trainers today. And there have been times when the trainers have not turned up, when they have cancelled last minute, when they were not so cordial on the live session. But it's about, again, how you're handling it. And then you slowly understand that there are people like this, and this is how you have to behave, right? So definitely challenges and failures shape your personality, because they make you stronger. That when you face success, you value that success. And when you are not so successful, also you're learning something and you learn to move forward. So that's my personal opinion.
Great. I think that makes a lot of sense because success, like social media is promoting a lot of success stories these days, and in that I think somewhere we miss out on looking at the struggles of people. So we've talked about your journey so far, Rinda, and what is your thought process. So I would like to ask you, what are some practical ways, some things that you can give us by which a person can increase their confidence? Just a few pointers.
Yeah, of course. Lovely question. So I think first thing, be aware of, are you confident or you are not. People don't even have that awareness, Varun. Like whichever prospect or lead or any student or any learner that I talk to, when I ask them, do you feel confident, and they are lost in thoughts, they cannot even articulate if they are confident or not. So firstly, please assess yourself, introspect, and understand if you are confident or not. Now by that, what do I mean? Are you a person who can initiate conversation? Are you somebody who can do an impromptu speaking? Are you somebody who can go on a stage and present yourself in a wide variety of audience? Are you somebody who can organize or host events, or who can coordinate meetups? Are you somebody who can just very casually blend in with people around you and socialize and, try to build up, say, networking? Are you one of these people? If yes, great. Please practice. If you don't feel that, challenge yourself every day. Have a daily challenge. Write it in your sticky notes for 7 days. Stick it on the board and do those challenges. For example, day one, I'm going to go to my college or my office, and I'm going to talk to somebody I don't know, and I'm going to share my experience about how it felt. You just see, when you start doing that, when you approach people, you can have a small talk. I'm not telling just go and start talking about your life story. Normal talk. Hey, did you watch Pathan? Hey, how's the weather like today? Hey, have you been to this restaurant? I was just thinking that I have to go there for dinner. Is it advisable? Normal general topics. Try and have a conversation. When you do that, you can actually see that yes, it's not really as tough as I thought it would be. I've had a great conversation. In fact, I made a friend as well. Go home, tear that sticky note, and just sense the level of satisfaction and confidence that you're gaining by doing that. Do this for like 2 weeks, and you will definitely be somebody who can start socializing now. Give yourself challenges. Today, I'm going to listen to a podcast and I'm going to try speaking. I'm going to share my views about what I thought about the podcast was. Number three, attend training sessions. Have a mentor or a coach and tell them exactly what you feel. Acknowledge your emotions. Very important. Go through training sessions. Through training sessions, what do you and I do? We help them to build their confidence. How? We ask them to speak. We either ask them to, see a video and share their thoughts about it, or we give them an impromptu speaking topic. We do things like this. Why? Because we want to build their confidence. Get feedback on how you're performing. Today you gave a presentation, go and ask your manager, go and ask your colleague, hey, how do you think it went? Was I good? Do you think I need to improve anywhere? Record yourself. Just imagine that you have to give a presentation or a speech, or you need to go and talk to somebody. Stand in front of the mirror, rehearse the conversation, record it, and then listen to it two ways. First way, listen only the audio, don't see the video. Understand, is your tone in sync with the intention that you're trying to convey? Right? Are you sounding clear? Are you communicating with clarity, or you're just beating around the bush? And then just see the video without the audio. See, how's your body language? Are you cracking your knuckles? Are you, fidgeting with your nails? Are you keeping your hand in your mouth? Are you touching your hair? Are you tapping your legs? All these things are signs of nervousness. See how you're doing. Give feedback to yourself. And main thing, start having conversations with people. If you cannot have it somebody at home, talk to your colleagues in English. If you want to improve your English language, talk, say, at least 30 to 40% English, and remaining you can talk in the local language. But start conversing in English. Only when you start practicing, you're going to get fluent at it, right? So I think these are the most practical tips that I can think about, considering in, the corporate world today, or even in a school life, a college student, anybody, they can try these.
Great strategies there, Vrinda. I'm sure this is going to help our audience a
Yeah.
lot. Just a follow-up question there. Not a question, I just something like I would like to add. I think a lot of people have, you talked about awareness. So I think a lot of
Yeah.
people think that they're confident, but they are not until they
Yeah.
get on stage or they do something which makes them
Exactly.
nervous.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of different formats in which I think you have got to speak, at different points
Yeah.
in life. And some of us
Definitely.
are comfortable with certain formats and are not comfortable with other formats, right? So,
Yeah.
for example, I was not
Agree.
doing video before this. So, this is something very new to me. Even though I'm a
Yeah.
soft skill student, but it's taking time for me to get used to video. So, I think a big part of awareness is to, I think, keep checking on
Yeah.
yourself and trying different
Yeah.
formats from time to time. Even though
Absolutely.
you could be a great speaker or you could be confident in in person, but
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah.
takes experimentation.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Great. I'll move to the next question now, Vrinda. Self confidence is a very tricky topic. A lot of people have different things to say about confidence. One very popular thing that I've heard is fake it till you make it. So, how good is this statement, and what is this? What is the practical applicability of this? What do you think about this?
Varun, I think being a trainer, even you know that we cannot fake our non-verbal communication for a very long period of time. Even if we try and sound confident through our verbal communication, non-verbal gestures are very, very easily trackable, at least by trainers or by experts who really know the psychology, how it works. Even if not by regular people, but trainers like us, if somebody is lying, if somebody is nervous, it just takes a second for us to catch that because we can sense the body language. So I think fake it till you make it, never. I always tell my students, please be authentic, be yourself, acknowledge. Yes, you have stage fear, write it down. Yes, I have stage fear, acknowledge it. If people ask you, yes, I have stage fear, but I'm working on it, I think I should be fine, that's okay to accept it. And then you need, see, it's not about faking it, it's about managing your emotions, to be more precise. For example, I'm here on a stage and I have to give a speech, let's say about my journey on soft skills. The way, if I'm going to do this, okay, today I'm going to talk about my journey, so you can easily track Varun. You can tell, okay, she's touching her hair and she's cracking her knuckles, she's not very confident, she's not a ready public speaker. So it's very easy. But I'm talking about how you're going to manage. For example, I still get scared when I get on a stage, or if I have to give a public presentation. Yes, I also do get scared, I do get nervous. I manage it. How? I'm not going to do anything with my hand or with my hair. I'm just going to be like this, and I'm going to try to keep a straight face, and I'm going to talk just like this. So maybe I am nervous today, but you're not able to find out because I'm managing it quite here. I might have butterflies in my stomach, I might be jittering, but I'm managing my facial expressions, my eye contact. So ideally, even if you're talking about faking, I think it's not faking, it is managing your expressions. And the rest comes only with practice. You need to, like I said, you need to keep rehearsing, you need to give speeches in front of your relatives, your friends, to get a constant feedback on your improvement. But again, even when you are nervous, please learn to manage this part. Yeah, so you can just be like, yeah, so today I'm going to talk about my journey of how it's been as a soft skill trainer. I am nervous here, but I'm changing my expressions according to the intonation, or let's say the emotion of my sentence, and I'm constantly maintaining eye contact. Now I know maintaining eye contact is difficult. All you need to do is just look straight. Don't look at anybody like this unless you are very confident like Sandeep Maheshwari. But yes, just look like this is the stage for me. I'm just going to look like this and talk, which means I'm not looking eye to eye at anybody. I'm just looking straight. So possibly there's a door in front of me. So I will not even see how other people are looking at me, how they are reacting. So that will at least control my nervousness to a large extent.
Vrinda, I can recall one experience from my school time where, that was my first time on stage, and we had a skit performance. So what they did was that they blocked the front view with a lot of lights, like so the audience was not visible to us.
Yeah.
That was to not make us nervous, but even then, subconsciously or consciously, I was trying to find
Yeah.
faces. Sometimes you want to see the reaction of people. Uh, and even in those lights coming on my face, I think somewhere I was curious that what is the reaction of the people, like how are they reacting
Yeah.
as and when I'm speaking. So I think as a speaker, you look forward to that reaction of your
Yeah.
audience. Uh, and when you are starting out, to improve, the process is reverse. I mean, you have not to
Yeah.
you don't have to focus on that, because if you do, I think you lose control of your
Yeah.
body language and your
Very true.
what you have to speak about. So just I want to ask something here, Vrinda. Do you think that when you talk about speaking on stage, so when you speak on stage, do you think paying too much attention to our body language, takes our attention away from the core matter of the speech or whatever we are speaking about,
In the
or is
start,
it
yeah.
manageable?
Yes. So in the starting, when you're a beginner, when you're in the process of understanding how to present yourself confidently, and when you're understanding the link between verbal and non-verbal, so you will be paying a lot of attention to your body language in the early stages. You will be seeing, okay, even you might lose on content sometimes, but you will be making sure, oh, okay, am I right? Am I right? You'll get constantly conscious. But again, when you keep practicing it, it will start coming naturally to you. You need to experiment. Like you said, you need to take those risks. You need to experiment. Maybe 3 4 programs you are not going to be up to the mark, okay, but still, the sixth time or the seventh time, when you are speaking, automatically you'll start using your hands, you'll use your expressions, you'll probably try to use around the space that's around you, the space you'll try to use, you'll engage with the audience, you'll ask questions. That will come naturally, but that's again after practice. So it take maybe 6 7 failed attempts where you sometimes you fumble, or you lose out of content, you don't remember what you have to speak. But slowly, 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 when you continuously practice, you will definitely get over it. I'd recommend people to go and watch Sandeep Maheshwari's first public appearance speech. Okay, it's there on YouTube. Just type Sandeep Maheshwari first public speech. You will see him. He was a disaster, and from that you can see how much he's actually worked on himself and see what he's doing currently and how confident he is. That comes only by practice. So practice is the key for public speaking.
I strongly agree with you, Vrinda, there, and
Yeah,
I've seen that speech, and I will
yeah,
surely put the link of that speech in the comment
yeah.
section just to make this a little better. Great. I have another question, Vrinda. Is
Mhm.
You talked about stage, so how do, if I don't know anything about public speaking or confidence, so how do I deal with stage fear? I mean, as a layman.
Yeah. So see, none of us know. No one has learned it. Even you have done it by practice. You've become a trainer by engaging with people. So have I. So with public speaking, of course, you will not know what it is. You will just know that, okay, I'm scared of presenting myself to an audience. But that's the myth. Public speaking is not just when you are on a stage. It is when you initiate conversation one on one also with somebody. That is also public speaking. When you talk to, if you talk to a chauffeur or if you talk to somebody in the grocery shop, that is also public speaking. So that's the biggest myth, firstly. Second, for you to be aware, like I said, and then for you to have that curiosity and interest to learn that, yes, I need to be more confident, I need to grow in life, I need a promotion, and that can only happen if I'm a great leader. Again, leadership is an attribute of soft skill. So you need to develop that as well. And then how are you going to practice effectively every day? Either you start talking to people in your office, or you have some engaging conversations, or you probably start putting out video content if that's what you like. Or if you like watching movies, watch movies and see how are they making these sentences, how are they speaking, what is their tone. You can learn a lot from movies, series, podcasts, even blogs and articles. So you have to constantly put something into practice. You need to apply it practically. So public speaking is not this, okay, I want to learn public speaking and you learn. No, there are a lot of attributes. Start off with understanding which level of learner are you. What kind of learner are you? Are you a visual learner, auditory learner, kinesthetic learner? Then start learning how you can make sentences. Then focus on having a clear and concise communication. Then you can focus on probably building up your vocabulary. Then you can focus on, getting on a stage and actually presenting yourself. Then focus on your non-verbal communication. So there are small, small baby steps that you need to, sort of attain in order to actually become a great public speaker. So there are many attributes, and I'm very sure, Varun, that you also agree with it.
I think I think the best thing that I can take away from this answer is to not consider public speaking as a separate thing and get scared of it.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
consider it as a part of your life, and you
Yeah,
can practice every day. You have got the opportunities. You just got to mentally
exactly.
relate everyday
Yeah,
things with public speaking, and I think you'll be less.
yeah,
You'll have less fear on stage, I think. Great.
absolutely.
That's a good answer. So great. So Vrinda, uh, I just have one question to wind up the discussion. So you have shared a lot of insights as to how can we develop confidence, how can one work on that, and we talked about stage fear, and struggles and failures. So
Yeah.
what would be your final message to the audience who will be watching, to the viewers who will be watching this video?
Yeah. So first thing, guys, please be aware. Please have the interest to learn this. Don't treat it as, a failure or something that you need to do because you need to achieve this or because you need to get promoted. No, that's a very, very wrong goal to keep. Do it for yourself. You want to improve, you want to grow, you want to develop, you want to do it for yourself. So firstly, realize that you surely have to do it for yourself. Number two, please use the tips that I have shared, that Varun has also shared, that please start implementing it on a daily basis. Give some time, at least half an hour, for English communication, or probably if you want to read a book, or even if you want to start writing. All these things, please use your time effectively. It's very important that after you realize that, you see, just by realization, okay, I want to learn public speaking, things cannot happen. You need to put it to practice. So that's what I'd ideally say: believe in yourself. Public speaking is nothing so different from the others that you constantly get worked up on it. It is just having the art or understanding of making conversations and engaging the audience. And if you can have friends around you with whom you spend time, then I don't think it's difficult for you to make more friends, to network, or even present your idea in front of other people. So please do not see this as a different category. Just try to integrate this in your life by challenging yourself every day, and just see things will fall into place.
Thank you so much for sharing that beautiful
Thank
message with
you.
the viewers, Vrinda. And it was a pleasure to have you on the show. And we look forward to recording more episodes with you sometime in
Yes.
future. And thank you so much once again. So
Thank
thank
you.
you everyone for watching the video. Make sure you subscribe, and every episode at the Varun Jaggi Show is a journey worth taking. Thank you once again, Vrinda. Wish you a very good day.
Thank you.
Bye
You
bye.
too. Thank you.